Welcome back to the Coosa River Farm Boys. We got Cameron Lackey back. She wore the same outfit. I wore the same outfit, and Otter wore the same outfit as we did for the previous episode. We are creatures of habit.
That's right.
And Otter, can I just rub your bald head?
No, you can't rub my head.
Oh, I used to rub my dad's head, and he would say, "I'm gonna knock the bleep out of you."
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Well, we've got Cameron Lackey, owner of Hanover Homemade, and we have a big truck putting by right now. We're at the park. All right, and she does baked goods. All right, and Cameron, tell us how you kind of started your business.
Well, okay. So as we talked about in the last segment, losing my brother kind of set me on a new path of trying to live my life and go after my dreams right now instead of waiting until later. So I quit my job, and I have kind of stuck my foot into several different endeavors, but baking has been a passion of mine since I was about 14 or 15. And the more birthday cakes and cheesecakes and things, holiday desserts I've made, all of my friends were encouraging me to sell them. So I pulled the trigger around Thanksgiving, and I got just incredible feedback and support, and just it was humbling how overwhelming everybody was just lining up to help me make my dreams come true. So Thanksgiving went well, Christmas went well. We had a little bit of a lag there, but just did a Valentine's Day special and was very busy, and I'm very grateful, and I finally caught up on my sleep from that.
So Valentine's was very busy,
oh, yes,
right?
Yes. So I did like a little special where it was $25 for the first dozen and then $15 for each additional dozen, and we did cake balls, red velvet, strawberry, and dark chocolate. We did red velvet, strawberry, and dark chocolate cupcakes, and then cheesecake stuffed strawberries, chocolate dipped strawberries, and then cheesecake stuffed chocolate dipped strawberries with your choice of milk, white, or dark chocolate. And then offered to go and surprise these lovely ladies at their workplaces.
Okay.
For an additional fee. So a couple of people took me up on that.
So you were slaying them,
Yes,
weren't
I
you?
was. Yes, I was.
But
All
that's
right.
a good thing when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
on your own business.
It
Now,
was great.
Otter, we all have a sweet tooth, but when me and Kim and Poto worked together, we had the same planning period,
Yes.
and we had to go get a sweet snack
And a cup of coffee.
and a cup of coffee. And that was when my mom was living, and sometimes she would send us some.
Fried pies or her carrot cake.
All
Or
right.
you would make us chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, I would make chocolate chip cookies. Now, Kim, what is your best-selling cake?
It is either the strawberry or the red velvet. Those are, although I keep saying if I never see a red velvet cake as long as I live, but people seem to like them.
Oh, yeah.
They're just very, it's very dense, and the word that I don't like to use.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to maneuver and make sure it gets pretty every time. The strawberry is becoming my favorite to make because I know how it's going to turn out every time, and I know I can make it pretty every time. So.
My
Okay.
grandmother, when I was a teenager up, my grandmother would make me a red velvet cake for Christmas every year, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, with or without pecans?
With.
Yeah. See, I'm in the pecan camp. I haven't had anybody request one without pecans yet.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll react, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get
Well,
there.
every one of Mom's cakes, had pecans in them, and they were so the pecans add.
Oh yeah, I agree.
It just adds something. And look, pour a big glass of milk, cut a giant wedge of cake, and you can't
And
get
get
any
the
better.
insulin ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now, Kim, do you sell pound cakes?
I do. So my favorite is the lemon blueberry pound cake, and I've been making that one for years because we've got blueberry bushes on our property that are like 100 years old. So the blueberries are far better than anything you're getting in a grocery
yes.
store.
Yes.
So the lemon blueberry is my favorite. I have a strawberry, I have a chocolate, and then I learned how to make a cream cheese pound cake over the holidays, and that's becoming a favorite too. So I do make pound cakes, and then I make an apple dapple cake, which I do make in a bundt pan, but it's got apples and pecans and like this brown sugar butter sauce that goes over it.
What kind of cheesecake was that you made for us at Christmas?
That was my birthday. We had carrot cake at Christmas.
Okay, yeah, your birthday,
My birthday,
in January.
we
My
had
bad.
dark chocolate coffee cheesecake, and that's probably my favorite that I make. Like if I'm gonna make myself something, it's gonna be that.
Okay, and it was so good. It was so good. Now, the strawberry cake, and I told you the story, reminds me of my mom. My grandmother lived actually in Hackneville, which is close to Goodwater.
Yeah.
And on Sundays, we'd go out there for lunch, and Mom would pack the trunk full of food. And on Saturday night, she made a strawberry cake with that beautiful pink icing, and I'd go with the knife. And
That's right. You did tell me that.
I would go scrape a little icing off and eat it. And I kept circling back around. And by the time we took the cake out of to my grandmother's the next day, it was basically naked.
Yeah.
And Mom wasn't too rough on me. I guess you said it was a compliment to her cooking. Now, all right, and we're gonna go ahead and say this: Cameron doesn't make caramel cake.
I do not make caramel cake. I've tried.
I love caramel cake.
I know, and people who love it, you know.
Yeah.
And I've got friends who are like, ooh, okay, so when you make that, I want that for my birthday cake. But I just have not been impressed with my own skills, and it's because I don't like caramel. Caramel is hard to work with, so I think you have to love it, to work with it well. And I think I've just I made one, took it to a church potluck, got some good feedback, and I was like, okay, well, I know I can, I just don't want to.
Well, I remember my mom making the caramel cake, and she was constantly watching that thermometer.
Yes.
And that, you could really mess some things up.
Yes, you can.
There.
Very quickly.
And Mom would over make the icing, and then she just swirled the extra on top of the cake.
Oh.
Yeah, and you could break that off, and it took a day or two for that cake to get good and
Yeah, marinated.
Yeah,
no, don't you dare say it.
No, I'm not going to say the word Kim does not like. But Kim, talk about the lead time. If let's say Otter wanted to get a cake for a gathering down at his house, how long in advance basically it makes you feel comfortable?
I prefer to have a week, because that gives me enough time to get to the grocery store and everything and kind of sort out my schedule. But I'm not likely to turn down an order. I have made orders for the next day or the next 2 days. I think it's important to be accessible and to be flexible, especially because I want this to become my jam. Like I want to expand into hopefully teaching cooking classes, and I would love to have my own space. The idea is that maybe one of these houses in Hanover don't stay on the market very long, because we have a beautiful community and people want to live there.
Right.
But I would like to get one of these older houses once it goes up for sale, and make that my little bakery, so that I'm still in Hanover, but I'm not in my own kitchen when I'm focused on making my cakes, trying to make dinner, trying to wrangle my children, and all of the other responsibilities.
You have a lot of logistics you have to do in the cake making and cookie making and cupcake making.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your best-selling cupcake right now?
Cupcakes have kind of been out of style lately.
Well, you make the red velvet balls.
The red velvet cake balls are definitely the best sellers. The Reese's cupcakes have always gone over very well, and so have the Oreo cupcakes. And then I made just a white cake with like a salted white chocolate frosting for one of the Halloween parties.
Salted, so you get the sweet and salty.
And with the dark chocolate cake balls or the cupcakes, I always put a little crack of sea salt on the top. It sets it off.
Yeah, sea salt.
Yeah.
Makes a huge difference.
I don't tell people I'm going to do that, because I don't really want them to be like, ew, no, not salt. I just need them to trust me.
Yeah, I like sea salt on my baked potato. I mean, I like sea salt on anything. Of course, that's why I take 2 blood pressure pills a day. All right, guys, we have had a wonderful time. Tell our viewers what your Facebook page is.
Okay, it's Hanover Homemade, and there is a picture of me holding a cake, so it should be easy to find.
All right. And hey, just give her a few days notice. If you have a quick order, she can work that in for you.
I am often up at midnight baking.
Oh gosh, I've been in bed 4 hours.
I know you have. But
Six.
it's a form of meditation for me. So it's, you know, it's not as hard to get into that as the other jobs I do, because I really enjoy it. I really love it. So, and I do special orders. So on my Facebook page, there's a menu of what I offer on the regular. But if your special order is not a carrot cake, then just send me a message and we'll talk about it. So.
Hey, and another thing, you know, my mom.
Wait, did I say carrot? I meant caramel.
Yeah.
Caramel.
I do. I make a mean carrot cake.
Yeah, but
Mean
she
carrot cake,
stays
not a
away
caramel
from
cake.
caramel.
Right.
It's too stressful on getting the caramel heated
Absolutely
up.
right.
Yeah, carrot cake. But my mom, when she retired from teaching, she just kind of got into the same business and did that for probably, she retired at 62. She probably did it till she was 82 or 83. And 2 weeks before my mom died of congestive heart failure, she said, I'm going in the kitchen. It doesn't matter how long it takes me, I'm making a pound cake.
Nice.
And 2 weeks before she passed away, she made a pound cake. And I love to take pound cake and put a little butter on it and put it in the microwave.
I put it in the microwave. I
That
don't
sounds
put butter
amazing.
on it.
Yeah, yeah. So if you got that sweet tooth, hit Hanover Homemade.
Yep.
And of course, our sponsors are Hanover Homemade and Jennifer Gallops at Front Porch Realty. And let me do it this time.
Go for it, Al.
All right. She can sell land. She can get you a house somewhere. She's looking for lake property right now. If anybody's wanting to sell on the lake, she's got customers that need lake property.
Right.
If you're looking for a farm, hey, if you're looking for one of those houses in Hanover, maybe she's got one listed.
Let's not try to beat me to it, okay?
Okay. All right. But Kim, we want to thank you, and we've got Violet in here. Does Violet ever help you in the kitchen?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
She does help me. She gets a little ahead of herself sometimes and wants to throw everything in at once, but she's a very
All right.
good little burgeoning baker.
Now, let me ask you this. Your grandmother, Edna, do you
Yeah.
have some of her recipes?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I
and
do
which
have
one
some
of your
her.
kids do you call Edna?
This one.
All right. Guys, hey, hit like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. And if you don't call Hanover Homemade and get you some kind of sweet dessert, you're missing out. Otter, that's a wrap, isn't
That's
it?
a wrap.
All
Thanks
right.
for the camera.
Thank you.
Oh, those will be 2 great episodes.
I agree. Thank you for doing that.
All right.
I can't imagine how much buzz it's going to